Hi y'all, welcome back. Finally some time in the shop here to try to get a little work done. And today we're going to do part 2 of the Yaesu FT-902DM. And I think it's been 4 months since I worked on this, and I wanted to go ahead and get this finished up right quick and get it on out of here, get it back to the owner. And I got a few more pieces in here that belongs to people that I'm trying to get finished up and get out. So I'm going to be working on that this month, trying to clean that out. Then hopefully we can get back to some regular videos. So busy at work. Things are coming to a halt. That's a good thing, which might mean a little less overtime. And next year we have picked up a bigger build than what this one we're doing now, so it's going to be some more tough times coming for work. But you know, we'll get through it, and we'll get out here and do what we can when we can. But remember the last time that we had this on the bench, we noticed that these buttons are sitting at an angle, and we wanted to correct that problem. And then we wanted to check the alignment and just see how the alignment is on this radio. I don't know if we have to do a full alignment or whatnot. I don't know the condition of it. I don't know if anybody's been into it, but at least we can check it and see what needs to be done. But the good thing is I don't see the buttons are not sticking, so that's a good thing. But it just irritates me seeing them at an angle. Let me see if I can get a zoom in on that so you can see. Okay, we're looking straight down, and you can see they're all leaning to the right just a little bit, and that just really irritates me seeing that. So we got to fix it. So all the screws are still out of the radio. So we'll go ahead and remove the cover, the top, and we'll have to remove the bottom cover also. And when you move the bottom cover, you got to remember the speakers in here. So just don't grab it and snatch it without looking in there, or you'll end up ripping the wires out of the unit. So now all the knobs on the front have got to come off, so we can get this faceplate off. Okay, I went ahead and take all the knobs off. I even took the VFO knob off, but you don't have to remove that. Let me go ahead and pull this out so it don't fall off and hit the floor. But to get the front bezel off, this VFO has to be removed. So what we're going to do is just come over here. We're going to remove this board from the top. There's only 4 screws holding it in. We'll unplug the rear jack. Now we can just lay it over to the side. Now you've got one screw here in the back that's got to come off. And there's two up here at the front, just behind the LCD display. Make sure you're using a screwdriver that's been magnetized. That way you get the washer and the lock washer with it. And I'm going to have to remove this LED board from the front also. I was hoping I could get it out without doing it, but it won't go. You're supposed to take it, swing it right out of the way here. Again, be careful. Those wires are a little fragile. And there's the LED board for the channel display. Now, let me go ahead and warn you about this. These buttons have these little plastic collars that slip in. Those things will pop out and shoot across the room in a heartbeat. So be very careful when you're doing that you don't lose those. Now on the back of the VFO there is a plug. We'll get a small flat screwdriver, stick in there, and that way I can unplug this plug. Now when you get it down this far, if you look here to see these blue wires, these go down 2 clamps that's in there. And you'll need to get those out. That's one of them. It can be a bit stubborn. There's the other one. And that's all it is on getting the VFO out. Now if you want to take it completely off, it will slide right out the front. Now we can get here to look at what's causing these to be bent over. And I think the bracket itself on the back is bent. Okay, the top screw for this board, they go in this way towards the front of the radio. The top one was easy to get to. The bottom one, you can see it sitting right there. It's not that easy to get to because of the components that's on this board, so you can't go straight into it. And I tried several different screwdrivers and nothing seems to work. Cannot get it to break loose. So what I'm going to do is grab the hot air gun. and see if I can't put some heat on that bracket. Lock that melt tight. Melt that lock tight. Still doesn't turn. And I think we got it. Yep, she's turning now. There we go. A little warm, but yeah, there we go. We got that thing out. It looks like the Phillips head was already stripped out on it. Now I can get in there and look at that bracket. You can see it. It's on the point where right here. And that bracket is bent. When it goes up flush, it needs to be twisted around a little bit. Yep, that one would be a lot straighter. Now I'll do the same thing to the one on the top. Alright, now our buttons are nice and straight. No more problems there. Quite a bit of work to have to do just to get to it, to straighten out two brackets, but you know, when you want to get it right, that's what you have to go through. So yeah, a little extra work, but it's all worth it in the end. Now all we got to do is reverse the way we took it apart and put everything right back together like it was. Again, when you're putting the faceplate back on, again, watch these little collar washers, and also these down here that goes under the VFO, goes under the black pieces, will fly out if you're not careful. Kind of got to go on real straight with it. Okay. Now we can take the VFO. Slide it in just a little bit. It's a lot easier to go ahead and reinstall these lamps now before you push it all the way in. That one. There you go, I got both lamps installed. Now we go ahead and slide the VFO right on in. Just like that. Okay, when you're reinstalling this bracket, make sure you put this potentiometer for the dim control back in there first. Like when you're installing this bracket for the display board, make sure you get this dimmer potentiometer back in there before you stick that board in. Just go ahead and put the nut on there just to hold it. Now this display board will slide right up in there. Just like that. Okay, so our buttons are straight. And none sticking. They're all working. Now I'll go ahead and get all the knobs back on. Okay, here's a little tip for you. When you putting these, especially these double knobs, just don't press this on and tighten it up. You don't want to do it that way, because you can actually cause drag between the two, and when you turn the outer one, it'll turn the inner one also. So when you put it on, you line it up, pull it just away just a little bit, and then tighten it down. That way there's no friction between the two knobs. So guys, after checking this radio out a little bit, there's no need to do any alignment to it, because everything seems to be spot on. It's tuned up and it's doing just a shade over 100 watts output. It's on frequency on AM, up and lower sideband CW. Well, at this moment I'm putting minus 77 dBm into it on 14.200, and we're on AM, and the S meter set for just a little over S9. So it's looking good. I'll turn on some AM modulation. That's minus 117 dBm, as you can see. And I can still hear the tone in the radio. So the receiver is just excellent on this thing. Still hear the tone. I'll drop it down. 107 dBm. But I've pretty much done all the basic tests, just checking this and that, frequency counting, spectrum analyzer and stuff, and there's no need of doing any alignment to this thing. It's already about the best you can get. So unfortunately, we're not going to be going through an alignment on this. I just don't see no need of doing it. Anyway, I know everybody wanted to see an alignment, but unfortunately we're not going to be doing that to this one. And I can go ahead and get this back to the owner so he can start enjoying it. But we got plenty more to work on, and I've got another Yaesu that's going to have to be, that I know is going to have to be aligned. So we'll do the alignment in that video. But with this one, we're going to go ahead and let this one go, and we're going to call it good because she seems to be working great. Okay, so by playing with the radio just a little bit, I did notice another problem that it's having, and let me see if I can get it to do it again.
Ok, papá, no, eso no va a pasar nada aquí. La tormenta no tiene miedo a los cubanos. Acuérdate que nosotros le echamos al babalao ahí y se acabó todo. Un abrazo, fuerte abrazo, chao.
But what happened is the receiver dropped out, and let me show you exactly what that is. Turn the unit off, turn the mains off. I have seen this problem several times before. We'll remove this label card right off the top. You don't have to take the screws all the way out, just loosen them up. This will slide forward. And it's one reason why I like Yaesu stuff, because this older stuff is pretty modular, and the way that they have all this stuff labeled really makes working on one a pleasure. But the problem that I just noticed is in this carrier board. So let me go ahead and remove the screws out of that carrier board and pull it out, and I'll show you what causing that intermittent dropout on the receiver. Okay. Pull it right out. You see the two screws stayed right in it. Remove the more screws from the back of it. Slide the board right out. See that relay? That relay gets a little dirty sometimes, and that's what's causing the intermittent receive. So what I'll do is pop that little top off, you got to do is take a pick and grab this little tab on the back and pull it, and you can pop that top right off that relay. Now you can see just how small that relay is, and all you do is just cut a piece of paper that'll fit between those contacts and spray it with some deoxit and slide it in and out while holding this down, and then release it when you pull it out. That way you can clean that relay. I'll do that off cam because it's a little bit aggravating to do. So as you can see what I've done, I've took my pick and pushed down the relay, inserted this small piece of paper. I'll give it just a little wipe. I can take some needle nose pliers. And just pull it back and forth through it. Just that simple. Yeah, little black carbon trap. I'll go ahead and do this several more times. Several different more pieces of paper. Get that thing good and clean. Okay, got the board all together. I went ahead and cleaned this contact also. So all we got to do now is just get this back down in there. And tighten the screws back up. And we got okay, we'll turn the mains back on, fire the rig back up.
My friend, 73 says, my friend, BB told me, I says, Alex, you're nice and strong here, but I'll be back. I just got home. Okay, brother, no problem. Take your time. I'm going to be here for a couple more minutes. All right, this is Whiskey 7. And all the match for you. Ciao, ciao, Timothy. Georgia barbecue because I've had some good barbecue in Georgia, but and it's been a pleasure. Yeah, you got the real deal there. Thank you, sir, and I'll see 73, and take care. Kilo India 5, Kilo Echo Echo. Thank you very much.
Okay guys, there it is. The FT-902DM is working and working perfectly. Again, no need to align this radio. The alignment is already there. It's in fact, I don't think it's ever been touched that much from the factory, and it's not out far enough to even worry about it. So we'll just have to let the alignment be as it is. It's not hard to align, but there's quite a bit involved in it. So we'll do an alignment on the next one, and I do have another one that's going to have to be realigned just so that I can get it on the bench and get it repaired, and we'll go through the alignment on that one. But I want to go ahead and get this one back to the owner so he can start enjoying it a little bit. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. Hope you learned something from it. Please leave your comments down below. If you would, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And guys, we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.